So if I understand what you're saying, there are two things here. The one is that the extent to which this deep inner point that's sitting inside a person, out of which he feels that he and the others are one, there's the extent to which how high or more hidden this point is in a person, and the other part of it is to what extent we as an army and so on have trained him to feel the connection with others. Yeah, but the training we give them in the army to feel the others is an egoistic feeling that he is fighting for his platoon, for his group, for his team, for his unit. It's not something which is opposite to him. It's not the courage that we usually talk about, which speaks about an abstract idea. How to put it? That it speaks about a state where a person's acting towards his inner truth. What is a person that's going towards his inner truth? That he has a certain point that he discovers as more important than his entire life, than this entire corporeal life. That it's not important for him when and how will he end his corporeal life, but the main thing for him is to achieve this point. Is it important to be in this point? Is it worthwhile being in it? For him, it's important. What does it mean? Is it important, worthwhile? Egoistically wise, you're asking. For him, it's the truth. It's something which is opposite, counter to the egoistic calculation. It's counter to the egoistic calculation because there's no justification to acquire this point of truth in any of the egoistic measurements of this world. What will it give me? Neither money, nor power, nor honor, nor good health, nor nothing. What will it give me? That's a question. And the answer is it will give me the attainment of truth. You said that it doesn't even matter for a person when and how will he end his life for that, right? Could it reach a state that he is devoting his life for this truth? No problem. What do you mean no problem? No problem, because the truth is more important. If I attain it, then this life seems to me much less than attaining the truth. This life, it's not the highest value. We talked about it, how we sacrifice our life for the platoon, or my family, or something. So what's superior, higher than this life? The truth? What's the connection between this truth that you're saying that for a person for whom it's important? What you're saying is that the value of truth is more important for a person than the value of his own life, meaning that a person can reach a state where achieving the truth is more important for him than to live. That this is what he lived this life for. That if he achieves that point, then that's it. The entire world, he realized it. Is there a connection between the point of truth and the point of connection with everyone else? To one source? Yes. What's the connection? That this is how he achieves the point of truth. Can you explain? By connecting everyone together to our same ancient higher source. By that, I start feeling our starting point, which exists in nature. By that, I achieve the truth. And then, by that, I achieve love of others, where I no longer feel a difference between the others and myself. And the entire world, it truly becomes close to me as I am to myself, and even more. because the entire world, it becomes myself. And what am I compared to the entire world? A tiny, tiny, tiny black point compared to the entire world. So to that extent, I start appreciating the world compared to myself. To that extent, I have the strength to bestow onto the world, to care for the world, to give to the world with all of my might. And then, what happens is that I achieve the quality of bestowal, the quality of love towards nature and the entire world. And the situation from this moment on, from courage, it becomes something convenient, good, easy. What changed? Because I have inverted the importance of the world and myself. You're as if taking glasses through which you see the world at the moment, and you really put on entirely different glasses. 3D, I don't know how to call them. That through them you see a completely, entirely different world. Everything that was important for you before is less important now. How do you switch glasses? How? By exercises in society. By the aspiration for the revelation of that point of truth, where if I perform the right exercise in society in order to achieve the point of truth, I achieve the point of truth that exists in the center of society. What do you mean? In the center of our circle, where we're in a circle, me and my friends, and there, inside that circle, I achieve the point of truth, which doesn't belong to anyone and belongs to everyone. It doesn't belong to anyone because it's higher, and belongs to everyone because everyone receives from it. And we need mutual courage here, a collective mutual courage here in order to discover this point. I myself, when I'm in a circle, when I'm in a certain place in the circle, I myself am incapable from my point to discover the center. For this I need someone else that will connect to it, and someone else to connect to it. And then the combination of our forces, the extent to which we combine our forces for them to be equal, to be aimed at each other this way, by that we detect the state of the center. Where is it? It's in the place where the feeling of the self disappears. He stops feeling himself and he starts feeling the others instead of him. So you're not talking about a courage of an individual, but a collective courage, which is beyond, in order to achieve by my personal courage, my personal point of truth. I need connection with the friends. Then together we discover that collective point of courage, that point that you said that exists in the center, that doesn't belong to anyone, but belongs to all of us. Yeah. And the purpose of it is what? The purpose is to discover my point or the point in the middle. I got confused. It's one and the same. It's the same. For all of us, which are connected together, the central point is the point of everyone, one for everyone. And how is it created? Through our mutual relation, attitude, through our collective courage.